Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Snow is once again falling in southeastern KELOLAND, piling up on side streets in Sioux Falls. A snow alert has been issued for the city.
KELOLAND's Ariana Schumacher joins us with an update on the conditions. Good morning, Ariana.
Well, good morning. I'm out here on the corner of 31st in Minnesota, and as you can see behind me, traffic is really picking up. Those plows have been going through these main streets pretty well and doing the best they can to clear it up, but it's still pretty slick. Make sure you're giving yourself extra time to get to your destinations this morning and extra time when coming to a complete stop. Some of these side streets, however, have not been cleared. So we've seen a lot of cars getting stuck this morning, even some four-wheel drive cars. So keep that in mind as you're making your travel plans this morning. Reporting live in Sioux Falls, Ariana Schumacher, KELOLAND News.
Thank you, Ariana. The snow is making travel difficult south of Sioux Falls. According to South Dakota 511, no travel is advised on I-29 from just south of the Canton exit to the South Dakota border.
Students in southeastern KELOLAND are also being impacted by the snow. Many districts, including Sioux Falls, 2 hours late this morning. You can find a full list of schools right here on KELOLAND.com.
Now let's send it over to meteorologist Scott Munt for a check of our current conditions. Good morning, Scott.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Snow slowly coming to an end this morning. We still have a couple of flurries and snow showers. I would say mainly south of Interstate 90, and they are quickly moving to the south. So we'll go with cloudy skies today. Temperatures holding in the 20s. Now, western South Dakota, that could be a different story. We'll have sunshine in Rapid City and a high temperature of 42. More details on the KELOLAND Live Doppler forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. A Sioux Falls man faces a second-degree rape charge in Minnehaha County. Joseph Smyrick was arrested on Tuesday in a case that goes back more than 2 years. He appeared in court on Wednesday morning where a judge entered a not guilty plea on his behalf. According to court documents, the alleged rape took place in July 2020.
Sioux Falls police tell KELOLAND News that a sexual assault kit was done following the alleged rape, and it wasn't until April of 2021 that a report was made. Police say DNA evidence was used in the investigation. Smyrick denied the charge in a phone call with KELOLAND's Dan Santella, denying the alleged rape, quote, wholeheartedly. He is out on bond after spending Tuesday night in the Minnehaha County Jail. Bond is set at $65,000 cash for a Watertown man facing more than 20 sex crime charges.
We first told you about the arrest of 44-year-old Ted Herkus last week. Now court documents lay out the charges. Herkus faces a first-degree rape charge of a child under the age of 13, as well as 2 counts of sexual contact with a child under 16 and 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor.
Court documents also list 16 counts of possession of child pornography. Herkus is currently in Cottington County Jail. Along with his bond, the judge has ordered he cannot have contact with the alleged victim. Investigators in Sioux Falls are looking into what sparked a fire in the northeastern part of the city. Officials say it happened at a home on East Madison Street just before 5 o'clock Wednesday evening.
Crews arriving on scene found smoke coming from the home. Everyone inside was able to get out. 1 person suffered minor injuries. 1 pet died due to the fire.
Just over 3 hours earlier, Sioux Falls Fire and Rescue says firefighters were called to the 2600 block of South Duluth Avenue around 1:30 Wednesday afternoon for reports of a fire.
Crews arriving on scene found smoke coming from an apartment in the back of the building. Fire was found in the basement and put out in 20 minutes. No one was hurt. The cause is under investigation. Cheer and dance competitors of all ages are preparing for the Dakota Spirit Valentine's Classic.
This year, the competition will include a tumbling contest fundraiser for one new local organization. Sioux Falls competitors say they are ready to compete in their hometown.
I'm excited to show our local area what we can do and what we've been working hard on all year.
The event is open to the public this Saturday and Sunday. Tickets are $15 per day and $20 for a 2-day pass. You may notice some of the new South Dakota license plates on the road as you drive to work this morning.
The Minnehaha County Treasurer's Office has issued 900 of the new plates since the beginning of the year. Some people waiting in line have been asking the treasurer why the change.
It's a facelift, basically, for South Dakota, and the plates are really pretty. They're bright, they're crisp, so it's just a change.
The plates are free if you pick them up in person. There's a $5 charge if you have them mailed.
Let's look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at the weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, some snow reports here coming into the storm center. Trace amounts north of Flandreau. Really, this system a non-weather maker other than some wind at times and those kind of things. So the roads are still slippery, but total snow way less there north of Highway 34. You get into Sioux Falls. You're going to run about 3.5 to 5.5 inches, 5.8 at Hills, Minnesota. We pick up 6 to 7 around Canton, Rock Valley, Beersford, even more than that toward Vermilion, Yankton, and Sioux City. And of course, we'll continue to update the numbers as they come in. You pan here to the west, 6.5 just a little south of Chamberlain, 7 inches in the Lake Andes area, and close to a foot on the Nebraska border south of Winter. What a winter it has been. Some of those areas in that south central have been overlapped quite a few times. There's another perspective on the snow totals. Again, we'll get some new numbers, I'm sure, out of Marshall and Worthington this morning as that wraparound continues to push through there. Fortunately, the winds, I would say, as a judge on this, could be a whole lot worse. Our peak wind has only been about 28, 29 miles per hour from Yankton to Sioux Falls. If we were near 40, this would be way worse, but again, at least we've been able to hold that number in check. There's your low going through eastern Iowa this morning. Twin Cities, Wisconsin, quite a bit of snow all the way back here to the north and west. So that'll be the last in the series of Colorado lows that will impact us for a while. I think this pattern's going to be switching next week. More on that in a second. Here's our northwest wind today. We'll call it about 15 to 30, Sioux Falls. And then after the day of wind and some clouds, I think we'll get maybe some clearing. And if we do, boy, we're going to tumble. Temperatures by daybreak easily 5 to 10 above zero in the James Valley, and even to Sioux Falls, we could drop in the single digits. Freezing fog is going to be around with that new moisture. You know, the song and dance on that. We've been through that a few times, haven't we? And this is a perfect recipe for some more frost on those trees. It looks like we will recover in Rapid tomorrow. Really, Rapid City has actually been a little quieter. We've got some 40s today. We might knock things down a bit tomorrow, but overall, I would say a pleasant weekend. We'll take that. Well, those 20s are out there for daytime temperatures from Brookings to Watertown in the mid-20s, those lower 40s in Rapid City. Your forecast tonight, again, that freezing fog is mentioned here for Huron, Chamberlain, Yankton, and Worthington. Lows a few spots in the single digits. Tomorrow, we're back up into the 20s. Pretty similar. Sioux Falls at 22. Lighter on the wind. 7-day forecast. Not any big changes. We're going to keep 20s for a while. We're not going to melt much snow. We do expect maybe some light snow chances Monday. At this point, the pattern early next week switches to the northwest. The jet stream flow, everything's going to come out of that direction. I think eventually there's going to be a day coming up here probably by the end of the month, maybe before, where we're going to start dealing with some clipper-type systems and an Arctic cold front. That's not in the 7-day, but I'm just telling you that those days of kind of, you know, not a lot of movement day to day, that's going to have a time limit, and we'll deal with that story when the time comes. But until then, enjoy the weekend in Pierre. Not bad at all, mid-30s. Rapid City, you're also going to be in the upper 30s to low 40s on Saturday and Sunday. Check out more details online at KettleLand.com.